Hi there, beautiful soul. Welcome back. And today I want to explain to you how you can get out of pain and drama by showing you a diagram and how drama affects you in your life. So there are many people who live in, who go through life stuck in the drama triangle all the way from cradle to grave, I call it. And today I want to help you to have some awareness around it. So this comes actually from the science of positive psychology, right? So positive psychology is a real science that started about 30 years ago when it was introduced in universities, and it's the science of how people can raise their happiness set point. So we've all been born with and we grow up with a type of happiness set point that's set at a certain level, and that dictates how happy you are under given circumstances. So your circumstances can change. You can get a windfall or something really bad can happen to you. But you always seem to be stuck at this level of happiness set point. And the same goes for our health, by the way, and our wealth. It's as if we have an inbuilt set point that won't let us go beyond that point. And it's a type of a safety mechanism that's employed by our subconscious mind. A really, really big one is the drama triangle. And the drama triangle affected my life for many decades, but I just didn't know that I was stuck in the drama triangle till eventually a coach showed it to me many years ago. And it was very, very helpful, because when you recognize a pattern, when things are explained to you, that gives you the power to change it. You suddenly have a choice, right? It's like if you're driving somewhere to a destination and your GPS is telling you, hang on a minute, that's not the way you should go. If you keep going on this road, you're going to end up, say, in Hobart, not in Burnie, right? And you turn the car around. So that's the opportunity I want to give to you today. So my name is Grada Robertson. I'm the co-owner of the Purple House Wellness Center, and over the last 25 years I've worked with hundreds, if not thousands of clients, and I've seen it all, and I help people to go from pain, stress and overwhelm into a happier place, like into their happy place. And I don't mean that in a shallow way, I mean that in an empowered way, where they can live a life that's intentional, right? Where they can set intentions and goals, and they get the results that they want. So clients who work with me and who come to me on a regular basis, whether it's fortnightly or monthly, they're literally going from strength to strength, and they're able to achieve what they want. They can create a good life. But initially, many years ago, I only seemed to see clients who were stuck in deep trauma. And of course, that was mirroring my own life, right? And so when we have too many dramas in our life, so we just stuck in survival mode, running on adrenaline, and perhaps you can relate to that, because you always feel tired, you feel overwhelmed, you feel stressed, you feel like you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, and you literally have nothing in your emotional bank account for a rainy day. You may not even have any money in the bank account, like to buffer you when stresses happen. That used to be Pete and me for many years, and it wasn't by choice, because we really intended to have a calm, peaceful life, like protecting our kids. We have 6 children. We wanted them to have a good life, like drama free and all the rest, so they could have optimal feeling safe and secure in themselves, so give them a good foundation to be a really wonderful adult. And they've all turned out to be wonderful adults, by the way. But Pete and I have had so many dramas in our life, like so many big heartbreaks. It's just like the universe knocked us around. And I wrote about that in my book called You're the Miracle, How Being Hit by a Truck Saved My Life, which is like the story of our family and all the lessons that I learned. And I've written 2 more books. They're all bestsellers on Amazon. You can check them out and download them very cheap on Kindle. So the whole point is, I didn't want all those dramas. People often said to me, well, Grada, your life is so dramatic. What's up with you? And I didn't like to be called a drama queen, because I'm not. I'm actually very grounded and practical as well. that's when I learned, when I became a healer, the drama energy is the energy of unhealed trauma, right? So unhealed trauma are traumas, memories that are in the cells of our body. The cells of our body are always trying to find a resolution. And so they're bringing up this energy, which then in the external world creates some kind of dramatic event. And unless we get the wisdom of that event, the body won't let it go. It will present it to us again and again, and that creates those dramas that just keep coming back, because it's actually a saying that our patterns follow us. And energy definitely has patterns, right? So I see that in my clients. I've had the privilege now to work with many generations sometimes, and I recognize sometimes I will see a grandchild of one of my old clients who I used to see many years ago. Now I'm seeing the grandchild and I think, wow, I've seen this before. That feels just like such and such. And then I realized, oh, it's his or her grandchild. And so energy has its own signature pattern that travels down the generations. And this is very hard to release as a mere human being. That's why we all need healers and coaches in our lives. And that's why I worked so hard to be the best healer that I can be, right? So Peter and I, we've dedicated the last 25 years to heal the traumas in our clients, of course, in our own body first and foremost. And so today I can really enjoy a peaceful, calm life with a lot of inner peace and a lot of resilience as well, right? So what puts us in the drama triangle? So this is the drama triangle. I should explain to you what this is all about. So just remember first and foremost that the energy of drama comes from unresolved trauma. And so yes, you do need to clean up your life. You need to stop watching the news, and you need to remove yourself from people that are toxic or people that are pulling you down, and you need to stop watching and seeing things that you don't want to occur in your own life, right? So because the cells in our body can be addicted to seeing all those catastrophes on TikTok and all the rest. No, you have to, or the news, you have to turn that off. But then secondly, and then you have to find help from a powerful healer or coach who can hold your hand while you transform your life. I find that is so important. And over the years, I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars seeking help from other people who were a few steps ahead of me, or people who recognized the issues in my tissues who could help me. And of course, investing in reading books that uplift you, or watching podcasts, or surrounding yourself by people who are where you want to be. That's all very important. And I find that people are more used to, say, spending time thinking what their next car is going to look like than investing in themselves. But I'm here to tell you, please do invest time and money in yourself, because you are so worth it. So let me explain the drama triangle. It's also called the rescue triangle or the hero triangle. You might have heard of it. So it looks like this. We have a bully or a persecutor, right? This takes on different forms. This happens in our external world and in our internal world just as much. So you have the persecutor who's always criticizing or feeling angry and judgmental. And then we have the rescue type. So many women are very familiar with the rescue role or the hero role. And they're the overgivers. They always want to rescue everyone. I'll tell you already right now, if you're in the rescue role or you're playing the hero, you're always going to get crucified at the end. There is no joy in the drama triangle. It doesn't matter which role you play. There is no joy. There is no win-win. It's always a lose-lose. And the whole point of today's session is that I want to show to you so you can remove yourself from the drama triangle and get prosperous. Because the drama energy is the opposite energy to prosperity energy, right? And we all want to prosper. And of course, down the bottom, we have the victim. So victimhood fits humanity like a glove, because it's been spoon-fed into us from babyhood, that our parents might have been scared of the hospital or the government or an enemy or whatever, or a sickness. So this sense of powerlessness, like I haven't got the power, that my circumstances are overpowering, that's been spoon-fed into us. So it's be very comfortable with it. But I want you to become very uncomfortable with it, because while you adopt the role of being a victim, you can't be healthy, you can't be wealthy, and you also can't be happy, right? And maybe you have to come back another lifetime and learn all those lessons again, because to be a victim literally means you're disconnected from your own source or spirit, right? You're separated from spirit, from our true creator. All right, so just let me go back to this again. So the bully or the persecutor or the perpetrator, they're all the same things. He or she is always saying, I'm right, you're wrong. You're so wrong, right? So whether it's an internal voice, it goes like, oh, you did such a bad job, or you can't do it, or who do you think you are? Or it's just always incessantly criticizing and undermining you and being judgmental. So usually, so there is a bully and a persecutor. Then the other role, and this can be ourselves, of course, because we give ourselves 60,000 negative messages every day. So the hero and the rescuer says like, I'm right and you're the victim. You are right when you do what I say. That's what the rescuer does. I'm right and you're also right if you do what I say, right? So the rescuer will be the overgiver. So it just gives, rescues. It's an enabling role. It also isn't a happy place to be. It's a kinder place, of course, than the bully, but it's going to drain all your energy. And it's like seeing somebody else as a victim or yourself. And so this energy goes round and round. And of course, the victim believes, I'm wrong, you were right, right? The victim always feels wrong, it's in the wrong spot, and so on. So the hero or the rescuer will always get crucified. So you might even have been in that situation many times where you just give and give. You give your last penny or your last bit of energy, or you reach out to people and you look after them, and maybe you give somebody a car or a job. And then when push comes to shove and the rubber hits the road, and it's maybe you want something back, or it's your turn to receive, and you get stabbed in the back. So that happens many times to people, because actually the universe doesn't want you to be the rescue person. It wants you to step out of that rescue role. And if you see a victim, I meant to give that person resources. So instead of doing it yourself, you can say, here's a book. I read this book and it really changed my life. I want you to read this book. Or you can say, here's a person who can help you. Go and see that person. Or you can say to the victim, if you drink more water, your back pain will disappear. So here is a liter of water. Start drinking right now, instead of hooking up the blood transfusion, so to speak, that comes from your body, right? Because this is how you remain in the drama triangle, and the drama energy is the opposite energy to prosperity and peace. And I'm sure all of us want more prosperity and peace. So how do you know that you are in the drama triangle? And we all enter the drama triangle many times during the day. And so it's just more about getting very, very conscious of it, catching ourselves, and then stepping out of that triangle, because you won't prosper. That's why I'm telling you, selfishly step out of the drama triangle and stop doing what you're doing, right? So here are 3 absolute clues that you're in the drama triangle when you're complaining, right? So I do it myself, sometimes I like to have a little bit of a pity party. So, okay, here's the deal. You can have a pity party but don't let it go on for longer than 2 minutes. Okay, that's enough, and then you stop it. And it's better if you don't have a pity party at all, of course, because again, the cells in your body are used to you releasing that chemical, and then they want more of it. So complaining is like saying, I feel sorry for myself, and it's not my fault, right? It's like the poor me energy. So poor me energy is not prosperity energy. You're not going to get healthy or happier or wealthier when you complain. So that is number one. Blaming is another form of energy. So there are 3 energies. If you complaining, blaming, and shaming. All right, so when you're doing that, you know you're stuck in the drama triangle and you want to get the hell out of there. You don't want to stay in the energy of the drama triangle. So blaming is like not being accountable for the results in your life. Like you look around you, maybe you're 20 kilos overweight, and you look on the scales and you're blaming the doctor or something like that, when actually you need to be accountable, right? And create habits that support you to release 20 kilos. For instance, that's just an example. So blaming is, it's not my fault, it's somebody else's fault. It's always my parents' fault. It's always the government's fault. It's always the school teacher's fault. It's always the perpetrator's fault or the pedophile's fault. I mean, there are so many people who seriously have endured a lot in their childhood, don't get me wrong. They've been traumatized, and maybe they've been mistreated and abused in many ways. But I want you to know you have the power to overcome that, because in your essence, you are much bigger than all your combined traumas put together, right? And when you work with me, I'll show you how to do that so that you find relief and can lead a good life. And so then shaming, we also shame ourselves a lot. So when we're shaming ourselves, it's like saying, I'm no good. Yes, I did that. Yes, I'm guilty of that. Yes. I can't help it, and I'm not going to do anything about it. So the energy of shame shame and guilt, I should say, are the closest frequency to death. All right, so death, when we die, that has a frequency as well, a very low vibration, and the energy of shame and guilt is as low as you can get. So we don't like feeling shame or guilt, so we push it under the carpet and we hide it deep in our tissues, even from our childhood, by the way, and we might have long forgotten those experiences, but our body is still dealing with it. It's still draining our energy in the back of our mind like a big fat parasite, and we need to get rid of it. And that's another reason why you need a healer or a coach who can open those cans of worms for you and just quickly and effectively get rid of those, so that you feel lighter. And people will say, I can breathe now, like I can feel relaxed. People feel themselves relax, and they feel the energy flow again, and they feel that tingly feeling all through their body when they can finally leave the drama triangle. So the drama triangle is when you say, for instance, I haven't got the money to do this, I'm waiting on an inheritance, so I'm just going to sit in a cold room because my inheritance hasn't happened yet, right? That can be a classic example. But rather than going out and maybe getting some firewood or finding a way to earn a little bit of extra money, looking for possibilities. So this plays out in many ways. I can think of many ways. So for instance, in religion, what this looks like is you have the devil or Satan, then you have the Christ, Jesus, like if you're a Christian, who is the rescuer, but Jesus got crucified, remember? And then you have the sinner down there. So that is also a drama triangle with a lose-lose energy, right? So religions play this out. And then in the medical field, of course, we have the same thing. So medically speaking, you have a virus like that everyone is scared of. Like, so if this virus is overpowering, right? And you need to be careful. And then you go to the doctor, which is the rescuer or the hero. You're not trusting your own body, and you are the victim, right? So you're the patient, I should say. You're playing the patient role. In religion, you're the sinner. So this drama triangle is a very unhappy place and you don't belong there. This is not your birthright. Your birthright is to be free, authentic, to be a sovereign being, to have your own connection to source. I'll just call it source, but you can call it God, or you can call it your angel, your higher self, infinite spirit, infinite wisdom, prime creator, the universe, you name it. It's really important that you have a spiritual connection to the universe, I'll call it now, and for you to believe, or at least play the game, that the universe is your best friend, right? Because religion also has a game that, and that really affected me in my life, that God is a punishing God, right? So God is, so it wasn't per se the devil. I didn't subscribe to the devil. I grew up in a very, very strict religious sect. And so fire and brimstone in hell, that was really preached a lot at us when I was a tiny little child. Eventually the message got softer, but it's our earliest childhood that dictates our circumstances as we get older. So there's a punishing God. Then there was Christ, so that we had to give our lives to, so that we wouldn't get punished all the time. And of course, then is the sinner again. So again, this is all the time a lose-lose energy, right? Asking for forgiveness all day long. So that was the game that I was caught up in, till I actually, got hit by a truck, and that woke me up when I was 42. And I had a near-death experience that released me from that old programming. Everyone who's had a near-death experience, and there's millions of people in the world today, and they've come back, they all have the same message. They say that when they leave their body, and so you step out of your nervous system, you step out of that old computer system, you could call it, and you're free from that, all those old fears and so on, you've leave that behind, because fear actually stands for false evidence appearing real, right? And instead you go back to your true self, who you truly are, before you enter the body, and that is your immortal self, which is already feeling incredibly peaceful, indescribable peace, right? That's already there. And so I guess my message was, for me, I don't need to do any of that. I don't need to turn myself inside out. Everything I have is inside of me, and if it's to be, it's up to me. So thankfully, that's always been my motto. I've always been, and maybe sometimes I push that too far, but if it's to be, it's up to me. Truly, you need to own that statement, and knowing that deep inside of you, you have everything already to transform your life today, right? And yes, we are here to help each other. I needed a lot of help, right? I needed medical help, I needed blood transfusions, I needed operations and I'm very, very grateful that I live in Australia and that I live in modern times. Otherwise I wouldn't be sitting here. And then once the medical world was finished with me, I needed to do all the rest myself, right? I had to completely reinvent myself, and so I know what that takes. So I can help my clients go from a place of pain, from an island of pain to an island of freedom or liberation very, very quickly, especially with shifting the bulk of their trauma energy out of your body, where it's stuck in the cells of your body. And sometimes it's stuck in your aura as well. And I want you to know, a lot of the time, the bulk of your pain and trauma didn't even start with you. You can call it karmic, from previous lifetimes, and a lot of it is from your ancestors that needs to be released. I want to release as much as I can from my life and body, because I want my children and my grandchildren to be free from any of the burdens that they potentially inherited from me. Plus, of course, I want to have a beautiful, peaceful life where I can live from intention, in alignment with the universe, playing the game that the universe is my best friend, right? And so I'll just finish by saying that we're all playing a game. We're playing the game of life, right? And we operate on rules that were put into us by our parents or our primary caregivers. And those rules keep you stuck in survival mode. And the drama triangle is a big one. So please Google the drama triangle and watch some YouTube so you can really familiarize yourself with it and step out of the drama triangle and empower yourself to live by different rules where you have a direct connection to your intuition, to your higher self, to your own inner body, your innermost self, so that you can create the life of your dreams, the life that your soul wants you to live, that the universe has in store for you. And also for the next week, just play the game that the universe is your best friend. The universe is not here to punish you, to challenge you, or to test you. The universe is here as the bank of unlimited credit, right? You can just keep asking and it keeps giving. So just play by that rule for a week and just see how that works out for you, how much lighter and happier you feel. Anyway, this was a long session. It's been stewing inside of me for a few months already, and it's hard to condense, but I just want you to understand this concept. And of course, I'm here to help you. Check out my program. I have an 8-week program as well, where we break through difficult blocks very, very quickly over a period of 8 weeks. And of course, I have my one-on-one sessions where we gain a breakthrough just in one session. And many of my clients love to come once a month for the rest of their lives because they know they're going to have a good life. And they're up-leveling their health and wealth and happiness all the time. That's what I want for you as well. Thank you for tuning in, everyone, and stay warm. And I look forward to being with you next week. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Please send me an email or send me a personal message and we can go from there. Big love from me. Bye.